Hello everybody and welcome to TJ's Lego Room, and today I'm really excited to have a little bit of a different video here. If you're worried about me making mocks and doing mock videos, don't worry. I have some mocks and they're actually in this room right now. If you look around in the screen, you might pick up next week's mock, so that could be fun. But this week we've got two announcements. It's the beginning of the year and I thought it'd be really fun to kind of announce some things for you guys. First one is that my Patreon is going to go live next week, January 9th, which will be a Saturday. So my next video, I'll go through some of the rewards and stuff, as well as show off the mock that I'm really excited to show you guys. But that's not even the big announcement. The really big announcement is that last year, I noticed a significant decline in the number of contests that were being put out there for design and build challenges. So I'm going to sponsor my own design challenge out there. I am going to be the judge, although I may look to the Patreons who are out there to help me judge that as well. But we're going to be designing a Star Wars ship. Yay! I know, surprise, right? But not just any ship. Don't go starting right away. I have some parameters that I need everybody to miss not to miss. I need everybody to hit in order to make this contest actually a thing. Now, first I'm going to entice you. All right. I've got two prizes I'm going to be giving away. The first prize is to the winner of the contest, and it's going to be possibly this. Now, unfortunately, Razor Crests are very hard to find, but I've got some alerts, and we've got about 6 months going to July 1st to get the contest done, and the winner, hopefully by then, I'll be able to snag another Razor Crest for a reasonable price. And that's going to be the price for the first place. Second winner is going to be a random person chosen from all the different entries that we have. So everybody can enter the contest once. I'm asking you to enter once and only once, so everybody gets a fair shake at the random prize. Random prize that I'm hoping for is going to be the Trouble on Tatooine set that just came out yesterday. So I'm pretty excited about that, and it's just going to be a random one between all the contest entries. So even if you just submit a small little micro mock, that's fine. Not even going to be a problem. Now, don't go designing just yet. I know you're really excited to go design, but we've got some stuff that we got to talk about, and that includes what kind of ship I'm looking for. In Chapter 13 of The Mandalorian last season, Mando suffered a massive tragedy in the loss of his ship, the Razor Crest. Now, I was waiting for the end of Mandalorian to come around so that we could see if Mando got a new ship by the end. He did not. So now we have an entire year before Mandalorian Season 3 airs where Mando doesn't have a ship. And I think that is a darn shame. So my challenge out there is for you to design a new ship for Din Djarin, the Mandalorian. Now, I have a few other parameters that we need to discuss so that because I'm looking for specific things about the ship that you're going to design. Now, number one, it needs to not be a fighter. It can't be just a starfighter. All right. It needs to be a ship that can carry bounties and that he can use as kind of a mobile home of sorts. So it needs to have a cockpit. It needs to have a cargo area, and it needs to have at least one additional compartment. It can either be sleeping quarters, weapons rack, carbon freezing chamber. It can be pretty much in any of the things that we see on Mando ship. Or if you have a new idea for a new one, you could even put a toilet in there. That'd be fine. I would accept a toilet compartment. That'd be 100% accurate to something I'd be looking for. Another one is that it can't be an existing ship. I don't want to see repurposes of like the Outrider, things like that. As far as it goes with taking something from like concept art or getting inspired by concept ships and stuff like that, I think that's totally fine. As long as it didn't actually appear in any Star Wars media, you can repurpose some of that concept art. And I'd like to see a inspired by, not just a copy of something that you found. I want to see some design. I want to see why you designed it that way. Extra points, kind of some extra points a little bit if you can tell me a story about how you came up with the thing. It must be able to fight. Mando was able to take this ship, which I've heard lovingly be called a space minivan, and still kick butt. So I want to see a ship that can hold its own, even if it is a little bit McClunky like this one. But you also must have at least one aspect that was directly inspired by the Razor Crest. So it can either be the open air engines, it can be the cockpit, it can be the boarding ramps that open on both sides, it can be the guns mounted right next to, on either side, just giant massive cannons. Just something, it's got to be have something that was inspired by the Razor Crest. And it'll really help if I can look at your ship and from the first picture say, ah, that's the part that I can see what was inspired by the Razor Crest. Even the color scheme, like even if it just looks like the Razor Crest in color scheme, that would also help too. So that's a viable option. But I will put a caveat on the builds. No digital mocks. We've got 6 months to put this together, so I think it's plenty of time to put some pieces together and actually build something in reality. Also, it's very hard for me if I'm looking at pictures of a digital mock to figure out if the ship actually could even work, or if it even hold together, or if it would just fall apart under the force of gravity. So that's why I'd like to see a physical model, if at all possible. Now, I know a lot of you might get discouraged about how you're designing because you don't have a lot of parts. I'm going to try my very best to focus on your design. So on this one, the design is going to be a little more heavily weighted, the design and backstory, than the actual build. However, if you just have an absolute gorgeous build and those other things to go with it, that's obviously going to put you ahead. So anyway, I think that's about covers everything except for how to submit. So the way you're going to want to submit is by contacting me directly on Facebook or Instagram. Or if you have a problem with either one of those, if you can let me know in the comments how you would like to be able to submit your mocks, maybe I can set up an email or something just for receiving mocks submissions, and we'll kind of go to that point. So that's another reason why I gave myself 6 months on this, is so that if there are kinks that need to be ironed out or new submission pathways that need to be formed, I can go ahead and take care of that. So anyway, I think that's it. So until next time in TJ's Lego Room, tongue twister, play well, and we'll see you. Bye.